Hello, and welcome back. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Hope everyone's had a good weekend and break. We're back at it again with programming. You can see I've been doing some art this morning. Been doing quite a lot of stuff today. What is this about? Yeah, I know about that. That is cleaned up. Alright. Now, let me just make sure all of this stuff is nice and tucked away. I have a few things that I'm working on that I can't show. I need to make sure that they're not gonna just turn up during the stream. But yeah, these are the ones I've done this morning. These are some icons for just some of the passives and stuff that haven't been done so far. Satanic Resilience, Puntable, Moth Numies, Many Marys, and Ink Doggo. Which, if you're wondering, yes, this is basically an Eevee ripoff, but to be fair, the original sketch kind of was one as well. Actually, where is that now? It's in players, it'd be under... Would it be abilities or EXs? Here. Like, I would say that that's very much Eevee-esque with the tail and stuff, so... There's an argument there. Anyway. I have been going through and doing a lot of art. One thing that we've got going at the moment that's... Whew. I got a lot of work done yesterday. And I will show some of this. So, with one decision that we've made, we're going to be having the characters have a... Well, this is something that was kind of thought on ages ago, but developing it now. Characters were going to have like splash arts, and their icon and character select would be kind of based on that. It would probably be like a headshot of some kind. So at the moment, I've got 3 characters kind of done. This is the outdated one. I need the updated one. Yeah. So this is Iron Mouse. This is the one I did for her. This is based off of her year 2, I think is what it's termed as, model. Very much based off the reference art for that. Thought it looked good. Yeah. I've spent a few hours on these. I think each of these that you're going to see, a minimum of 3 hours was put into, like, just getting some of the baselines of it done. Do I think I'll come back and tweak them some more? Probably, but like, I don't know how much more I can really do without just getting to a nitpicky stage, so we've got that. So that's Iron Mouse. We also have Aura and Vox done. Let's show Vox. He was the last one I worked on, and he came out pretty solidly. I still think I need to do some stuff with his eyes. Actually, it's probably easier if I just show the actual sprite thing for it. So yeah, here is good old Vox. I think this came out pretty decently, all things considered. Ironically enough, early stages of this made him look like Kiryu from Yakuza because of the like stark coloring that I had to use as default, which was really funny. And then finally we have Aura, which is the one that I spent probably the most time on. I don't know. I'm quite happy with this one. It is very much based off of Silverwolf's position. Because I thought that, like, while I was looking at a lot of the art for her, I was playing around with it, and there was one bit of fan art I saw that just sold me on wanting to do this. Let's see if I can find it quickly. So, like, originally I was thinking maybe something kind of like this one here, where it's a bit of a pose like that. But, like, while I was scrolling through, I saw this one. And this one sold me on wanting to do the Silver Wolf style. So, if you're wondering why I've decided to go with that, that is why. So those were the splash arts that I worked on yesterday. All 3 of those were done yesterday. And then outside of that, there's actually not been a lot of stuff getting worked on. Because this weekend I was away from home. So I had minimum work done. I didn't get too much done on the Friday afternoon by comparison. But I have been just constantly doing more cleanup and stuff across the board. So, I have a list of stuff that I'm going to be kind of like ticking through. It is by like, I have a full list of things I need to work on, but only so many of them I can work on stream. So, some of them are business related. Some of them are more assets related. And then some of them are secret for the next release. You're doing great. Thank you. That is very much appreciated. Very much one of those things of, I'm sorry, but I'm Russian. Oh, it's all good. Hey, look, your English is perfectly fine so far. I understand. English is not exactly the most pleasant language sometimes. But yeah, so there's a few things we're going to be mainly looking at. So it's mainly assets is the big thing we're going to have to be perpetually working on. You're handsome, thank you. I at least try to keep myself looking like and not a bum. Can't say that I'd succeed on that most days. I had a photo. Actually, I want to share this. I had a photo the other day that is absolutely hysterically just like sums up how my days end. So if you give me a moment, I will find it. Because I've been having some pretty nastily long nights as of recent due to trying to get more and more things done and ticked off. So I'm trying to find... I took a photo of myself on, I think it was like Thursday night. After doing work. And... that is what I look like. Can you speak in Russian or no? No, I'm not confident in my ability to read or speak or hear Russian. I've not been around many in my time. And I do apologize. I live in New Zealand. The most languages I deal with are English and Pacific Islands. It's a pity. Yeah, it's a language I should probably learn at some point. But by that argument, there's also a lot of other languages I should also be learning. Still learning my Japanese, or bringing that comprehension back up again. I've got German that I should one day really get back to. Had that pretty decent at one point. Those sorts of things. Got that. And what are you doing? In terms of the game, I mean, like, that's what we're doing. We're programming, designing, everything for a game. that I've been working on since beginning of last year. And it's getting to a point where we're looking at a Steam release in hopefully the next few months. So if I launch the game, I shouldn't be having too many issues at the moment because I don't think we've got any clear crash errors on my end. Thank you very much for explaining. Oh, I'm perfectly happy to. I need to bring the opacity up on this. I don't know. But yeah, we've been working on quite a lot of stuff. Did you know? Hey, Roger, it's been a hot minute. Hope all's been well. And the streams will be until the morning. Just answer yes or no. That's a difficult one actually to give a yes or no to. I stream for 3 hours typically. I can stream for 5 hours sometimes. But that's it, and this is consistently the time I stream it. The reason I say that is because right now it is 8 AM for me. So I can't tell you what time it is relative to you. Bought my multiplayer to make it eNet for more reliability. That's fair. That's fair, Roger. So, I don't think there's anything I need to directly be testing at this point, other than... I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you just answer yes or no? Again, I get the difficulty for that, but time zones is the short answer. 3 to 5 hours from now. That's your answer. I'm trying to think of anything that I haven't showcased that I worked on. At the moment. Like, again, it's just been a lot of cleanup. Is been the big aim. Wondering what else I might need to look at. Yeah, see, like, so I've been playing around with numbers as well, and the kill score is so high so quickly in this. I'm wondering if, like, we've overdone it in some regards. Like, I don't think the enemy spawn amount is wrong, but I definitely think that there is something to be done about the, like, general stuff for it. Oh yeah, I do have an icon for Satanic Resilience. We could probably pull that in real quick, so. Now, that's one thing I was going to work on, that's right. Okay, so I was going to go to the X. It's here. Can you do it again later? Make a stream of how you make the game, please? I could consider, but again, I'm almost 2 years into the progress of this game. Explaining how to make this game from the ground up is gonna take too long. I have a series on YouTube where I go through and make a mobile game pretty much from the ground up. and that's only a few streams long. Would recommend that potentially. Otherwise, these ones are a little bit more, well, a little less explanation. And more like just random discussion as well. Just also working on the program. That's fair. I mean, I can explain things as I go. That's the big thing that I've been trying to allow for, is if you have a query, I'll try and answer it as soon as possible. If I can, admittedly. I don't know how to answer every question ever. Okay. So I need to create, there's a time source I'm going to want to create. Right? Oh god, I'm going to have to read this. So, var time source is getting pushed array. How long is the duration of this? This is a third of a second. And what is your value set to? We want characters, we want thing, we want to go back to you with this duration 2 seconds. 2, okay, so I need to have, can you write what kind of game engine is this? Sure, I can happily do that. Let's see, game. There you go, you should be able to Google it from that. And it's only for 2 days. Not sure I wouldn't get what you mean. If you're meaning this game, it has been 2 years that I've worked on it. And I'm going to probably continue working on it till next year. Easily. Though I want to release it at more new... I want to release it soon so I can do updates with more players. So I know what I'm working with. Right, so duration 2. So let's do the maths. How often are enemies spawned? They spawn like every few seconds, right? Enemy objects. Oh, controller. It's in here is the spawn rate. So yes, every 4 seconds I think they're spawning. So I can easily probably get away with a ½ tick point for that. Okay. So I'm going to make let's see, time source create with pause array push. Get to the function shortly, but it will be every 0.5 seconds. Parent repeats. We want this to repeat 4 times. So then we do good old. And did you study Russian? No, I've just learned it via environments. The little that I do know, but it's flaky at best. In fact, most of it's swear words. Gotta love Dota 2. I also had a Russian friend, I think, back in like primary school, I want to say. Yeah. No, he didn't speak Russian that often around everyone else. It's a pity. Fair enough. I mean, again, it's on the list of languages I would like to learn one day, but not an evident priority to me at the moment. Enemy parent. So how do I do stuns typically? I gotta re-look at my stun logic, which would be easiest found in create_fic. So stun trigger. What do I need in this? Self, status name, need that. Okay, name. Duration is 4.6. Function. So what do I need for the function on this? So if we go to weapon and we look at how... No, it would be in the damage stuff, so it would be under... I think it's actually under player scripts, isn't it? No, I think it's actually under enemy scripts. Deal damage, here we go. So it's not here as where a status effect is applied, so it is actually in the object. So it would be either under this, so which probably would be here, yeah. Crit point, object, crit, breakable, hit type, effect. Here we go. So, script and the arguments. Okay. So, I need... So based... Oh god, okay. So based on that, that means... That's the target, this is the other thing. So attack details equals... so stun on hit is value 5. So that's only duration that it's passing through. So it does the rest of the cleanup itself. I don't need to worry. The rest is handled. Cool. I can give you a boost, add subscribers, and return. We'll continue to create games you want. I'm quite happy to grow my channel naturally. I should put in the hard work myself to get this channel to be successful. Otherwise, in a sense, I'm kind of cheating. And also, it's a hobby. So I'm going to keep creating games regardless, is the short answer to that, I think. I absolutely love making games, and I think I'm kind of good at it. I've got some stuff that I want to help a friend with his games, and I've got other games that I want to work on after this as well, which I've talked about them before and shown some of their design documentation. Okay, so now I'm going to test something. I'm going to test Iron Mouse's EX. It should repeat stun the enemies while it's ticking through. Answer yes or no. No, then. So we need to get to the point where we can use the EX. So we're gonna wait a little bit though, because EX takes a good bit of time to charge up. Alright, well, we'll go to Kumi-chan now, so... pretty much beyond unkillable. We're already kind of on that stage, but you know. I will put you on YouTube channel, fair enough. Because I mean, like, what was it? At this point in time, what I need to actually work on the most is getting view number, like time up, I believe, for this channel. If I wanted to actually like keep doing the channel as less of a hobby. Okay, it kind of worked there, kind of didn't. Definitely needs to probably be a longer stun. Actually, I think it goes off every half second as the cleanup for the stun anyway. So if I put it to 1 second and then have it for everything, then we can just make it on 3 repeats instead and it should clean up perfectly fine. Means it has a little bit of overhead where we go over, but the go over won't matter because the enemies will have died. But yeah, this is just a mechanic that I kind of thought would be wise to add. I don't know. So we're actually seeing, because we get to stun the whole screen, we're seeing an issue with stuns that I have not liked for a while, which is some of the logic still keeps going through while stunned, which means that they get moved around and shifted a little bit. Because they have push against logic. So I might do something about that. Also, apparently apostrophes and such don't work with the language stuff I have at the moment. Gotta sort that out at some point. Because that's why there's a box there, is because it's supposed to be isn't. And I mucked up. Yeah, that worked pretty nicely. So yeah, the change we're probably going to just make then is, I think it will be in here, And it's here. So... and state is not pathing, or state is not B state enemy dot stunned. So when it's stunned, it should ignore this now. So if one of these is true, this is true then. That's what we want. Or if at least one of these is true. Okay. So that is the main thing for that done. So can't do that on stream, can't do that on stream. Could do that on stream, probably is going to be what we can do. Can do that on stream, but less enjoyable. Can do that on stream, but I'm going to have to do some wild shit for that if I'm going to do it on stream. Can't do that on stream for legal reasons. Could do that on stream. I could do that. So something that got pointed out to me recently is so okay, to date when some of the design stuff was done, when we were doing the character designing for Kason, she had just switched to this outfit, which if we pull up here and we go to Kason, she had just gotten, like, had just started using it, and that's the problem. So I'll see if I can find it on her. Yeah, so it will probably be on the wiki in the gallery section. Just give me a second. There we go. Come on. Here. This one. So, I decided to design around this one as the intended point because from the sounds of it, this was where she was kind of going at the time for the character she was going to use more. That didn't end up being the case. So what we're going to do is this is probably end up being turned into a skin, and we're going to, since we got to redo her model anyway with the new systems, a new style of how we handle these, we're probably going to redo it up with the original sort of design archetype in mind. This one. Which is what I've been designing, like, a lot of her weapon stuff around at the moment. In fact, her item icon is based off that outfit, but also based off her real life being way too fucking awesomely ripped. A bit of a joke at it, but hey. But yeah, so when we go to do that, and that's what I was saying, is like I could do that, but I might not do that right now. Just due to the fact that it's going to end up being a lot of reworking because we had to basically do it from the ground up on the new model, because that's the old model, or the old template. Which will take quite a while. And I don't really want to do that right now. So I kind of want to start playing around with something I've considered a lot now. So how do I do it is the thing. I'm pretty sure it's in scripts, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Okay. So we're going to work on some modifiers. Because I feel like it's been too long since we've worked with modifiers. Hello. So... trying to think what modifiers we're going to work on first. Ironically enough, this got turned into a default, so no, that can get removed. We can probably find something else for that later. We probably need to change this. +4 rerolls. Rerolls aren't in the game yet. This can probably come down. Like, requiring 30% less experience is probably not as impactful as I'm making it out to be. God, Apex is a nightmare, isn't it? We do probably need to be able to start testing some of these. So, I think it will be under here. So, I'm going to... So the logic I have for this, let's set this up quickly, is it was always going to be there, basically. So let's have this at 7. And what happens if I launch the game like this? Does it just break? That's the first thing we have to test. Oh shit, it's because I used the wrong thing. Yeah. Didn't pay enough attention, my bad. So, oh, there's the don't do it one. So that has Apex, don't do it, and enemies have bonus movement speed, and that is, oh my god. So I want to see how this goes. Oh, that is really... Oh. Keep in mind, I need more EXP than normal to level up because this is Apex. I'm not getting any more feathers than that. Actually, yeah, I could go for that heal. It's because my healing's also drastically reduced with this at the moment. Because I think one of the modifiers actually smashes my healing. Yeah. Get more healing. Oh, that's a big one. Alright. So it doesn't look like I'm getting values out of it. Because what should I be getting out of Apex? I should be getting damage, area, movement speed, and cooldown reduction. I'm definitely not getting that. Let's see. Actually, no, I should be getting more than that. I should be getting health. Yeah, I should also be getting health. Health? Is it? Yeah, okay. So, clearly this isn't quite running how I wanted to. But that's, to be fair, we've also had these issues in the past. See, this run here looks basically like as peak as you can get with things. Aside from the fact that I start with less HP. So the modifier list might need to be lengthened. That's something that needs to probably be done. Come to lurk and do homework. That's fair. What homework you doing? Anything interesting or fun? Let's see. God, having the low base health is actually quite rough. I'm surprised at how rough it is when you do just start with 1 HP. Even if you've got healing, like, again, character that's based around healing, having less healing at the moment. Here we go. Good lot of levels. We get levels very quickly with this build. Or with these modifiers, I should say. In fact, best case scenario is we get like anonymous tome at some point, because then we just get even more EXP. We should probably start getting some of these icons that I have actually done into the game. So I'm getting sick of seeing the goddamn feather. I love the feather. I like the icon, but when you see it like as commonly as that, it definitely needs to be pulled down a little bit. Especially for ones we actually do have the icons for. bachelor's degree project, nothing important. I mean, that's pretty important. I've done a bachelor's before. Well, technically, I did one and I was working on another one, but I'm taking a break because studying for like 6-7 years straight through all the stuff that I've gone through was just not working out for me. Started studying before COVID, that should be the short answer of it, right? Studied while COVID was happening. Oof, wouldn't recommend that. I do love the whirlpool, even though it's like such a this is such an early animation thing, and it's really shitty, but it's really funny to me still. Like, how do you animate your whirlpool effect? Well, I made a sprite and then I just made it spin. Like, I mean, it works. Alright, in that run. So yeah, these are definitely going off screen. Gotta keep that in mind. So this will be way lower movement speed, right? No, it's super fast. Why am I super fast? I should be low movement speed. With the Mel's Yoga. Guess I'm not doing the maths for it correctly. Where's Mel's Yoga? Mel's Yoga, speed modifier. There we go. Okay, so that's why. Minus. So let's see if we can try and find it in Mel's Yoga again. And then let's start trying to play around with some of the increases. Okay, we're looking for Mel's Yoga. So now we should move super slow. Yeah, there we go. But we get a way big area. Probably too much, honestly. Getting 100% area from a modifier is a lot. The collection range, I think, is fine. I think the area could probably be just 0.5. Because it's fine to have throttles that I can, like, levers that I can play with these modifiers as well. This is the big thing. Is by that it means that I can go, you know what, this is feeling too strong on this. I'm gonna pull this one down. That's why I want to refrain from doing too many mechanical ones because they don't really have levers that you can pull as easily. That's why Apex is dangerous, but it's also great because it's got like several levers. Start with minus, I can probably make this minus 100 health, honestly. Enemies gain plus 1 armor. Let's make that plus 10 easily. You could probably put this to 30, honestly. Now they're gonna be really fucking hard to deal with. Okay, so this is the one that I really do want to work on because we do have the stuff for this. So I am die. Thank you forever. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a time source create with pause array push. And we're going to need a function. Probably no pass-throughs at this point. Units. How often do we want explosions to occur? Because they're going to be permanent. Like, it's permanently going to be trying to trigger these near the player. I'm going to say every 5 seconds for now. Unitype arguments, parent repetition -1. So function with 8. Oh no, it's instance create. Sorry, instance create layer. So I will need var underscore xx equals just 0 for the moment while I get this done. yy xx let's go yy layer ID name weapon. Oops. Weapon underlayer object. Now that I don't know how I want to handle this, because I don't think I've got like specifically damage zones for the player. I want to make that as a system, and this is a good excuse to making them. So so we have target area indicators. So we probably need to make an object for these. Now it's probably just going to go under enemy. Create object. O damage zone parent. So what did we need for making them? I think we can look at the player for some of the stuff for it. Player that I was running it off? No, it was the controller. It was the controller, the main controller. So I think it's I. So if we scroll down, no, here it is. Yeah, so it's I. So we just need a create event. I'm going to have I equals 0. And damage equals 0. Damage old equals 0. And then we're going to also need duration equals 1. What else are we going to need for this? So take this, we've got radius, duration, elapsed time. So we need duration and we need the position. The position will be whatever the thing's location is. Width and height and angle, if necessary. Duration. Okay, so those are the two values that we definitely need, regardless of what type it's going to be. I'm thinking I'm going to probably split them into two separate objects, so we can just post them correctly. Because I don't think there's anything else I really need to do. Yes, cat, hello. I need to trim that claw. Right. Hey buddy, I'll be back later. Got to take Kevin to the store and get some beef foam and fish paste for sandwiches later. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, sounds reasonable. Okay, do I want to split this? I mean, I could just make it a simple toggle, and then it's all handled in one object. So it could just be like, so we have raid, equals 0. Width equals 0. Height equals 0. And then have like type equals 0. And then have 0 equals circle. 1 equals rectangle. And then we have on the draw event. And we just yoink this code. So we can just do a good old if. Type equals 0. Else if type equals 1. Now, you might ask, why am I doing the if else here? This is in case we want to do more in the future. That is genuinely the rationale. Angle. Angle was the other thing. All right. Now there was one change I wanted to make to this code. How was I going to do it? Fuck. Um... So it was going to be... I think I need to do X. Is it going to be X minus... with... divided by 2? I think that's what we needed for it. We can test this very quickly by just going and re-enabling it in here. Malformed? Ah, yeah. Shift K. No, Control K. There we go. So that's wrong. Because when we go... I live in Europe and it's 12 PM for you. Yeah, it is the pain of times. Because it's like 9 AM for me right now. So I can't... And I have to start at 8 AM. That's the earliest I can start at the moment. Hoping to change that in the near future, though. Yeah, because at the moment, if I leave this as is, my... Actually, isn't it height? I technically need to do it by then. It's because the angle's 45 degrees at the moment for that thing. So let's actually go back to the main object and remove this 45 degrees for a 0 and work with it based on this. So yeah, it's Y that we need to actually be hitting, probably. So Y minus height divided by 2. Let's try this. See what happens if we change where the matrix is being built at. Okay, so that looks correct. Now we rotate it. And see if it stays correct. Kind of. I would consider that correct. So we'll go with that. Put it at 90, see what happens then. Because if it keeps getting like further away or anything like that, then we know something's wrong. But I think there is the angle. Okay, so then now that's wrong. Okay, so that's not how I need to do the positioning then. How do I adjust the location accordingly? I mean, I could... How about instead of adjusting that, I adjust the in-world value? So we want to be hitting y minus... height divided by 2 in here. Let's try that. By the way, something that I have been looking into, I probably shouldn't be using like draw rectangles with this because that is arguably less efficient than doing some of the like the values differently. So I'm just also going to quickly smack all of these with the good old divide by 2. Because then that will bring the values kind of back to what it should be. Okay, so that looks correct. But yeah, so I should probably be doing this with sprites instead of things because the way that Game Maker handles the draw like rectangle versus draw sprite, it goes out of focus, technically. Worse with the draw shapes inherently in. So that's something we might need to be readjusting in the near future. So now if I put it as an angle of 45, this should be correct now. Because it's not changing, it's changing within the space that the matrix is built. So that looks correct. In fact, it looks exactly what I want. So we've nailed it. I can already tell that we've definitely nailed it. Awesome. Yep, cool. So it might not be a big deal, but now what we've done is we've moved the mouse, or the point that we're spawning it from the left corner to the middle now, which means that wherever we tell it to do is the dead center of where it will spread apart from. And then the height is how wide it will be from that position, and the width is actually the length of it. Very confusing in a sense. I will openly admit to that. I should probably change it from being height and thing to exactly that width and length. So we said width is length now. And height is width. So first of all, I'm going to hit all of the... leave height in, so we can see the ones that have broken. I could just do replace local, but this is going to ensure that I know everything's gotten changed correctly. Okay, and then this gets width. Boom. So now that will make a little bit more sense when making this. Which also means that we're going to change the things here from this can be... and this is width. That's not how you spell length. Cool. And then we're going to have the step event. Actually, no, we probably do this in the draw event. I know it's sucky to do that, but is greater than or equal to duration. And this is when we need to write in a thing here for func equals -1, and then func args equals -1. All right. If func is not equal -1, then we have an if func args is not equal -1 and array length for func args is greater than 0. What is it called? Script execute array func args else script execute func, and then now I need to think for a moment. Instance destroy. There we go. So what this should mean is that simply that if there's like a value to change around, which it will be, so what we're going to probably have with the functionality here, and this is going to be like what we're going to probably write something for this as a function to make things faster, is it's just going to go like, hey, check in area that gets inputted and say, deal this damage. So the functionality for this, targeting area indicators. So we're gonna probably make a couple of functions for this. Function create. No, it's damage zone create. So we're going to need the first bit of information we definitely want to ensure that we're putting through is type. But we're going to have that as equal 0 by default, so it defaults to circle. So then we need to follow that up, because it's either radius, so no, we need to have underscore coords equals, and I'm just going to have this as 0, 0. So kind of, again, we've got some logic behind all of this to kind of get. So it's either we put in radius, and it's only radius, or we put in length and width. So dimensions. equals, and it will be an array. And since we're doing circle by default, we're just going to have a single digit in there because there will be only radius. Duration needs to go through. That's not how you spell duration at all. Equals, we're just gonna have it as equal 100. Actually, we need to remember, so it's in frames that we're counting. So we want it to be 1 second, so we're going to have it as a default of 60. What else do we need to pass through? Is there anything else? Oh, I don't think so. So chord 0, chords 1. We're gonna, for now, just hard always have it as weapon under layer. And for the object, it's O damage zone parent. Type equals type. And then if let's do this type because that's going to be less reference distance it needs to go. Radius equals dimensions dot 0. Else if so why I say that this is less reference distance, it's kind of weird to explain this, but this is where like the memory micro adjustments come in that I do need to be doing better, and I do not do it well enough with a lot of my weapons. This type here has to reference here. This type here has to reference itself here. So when I'm doing this with, the type has to go to the other thing that's doing the thing to get this value. So it has to jump back. Whereas if I use this one, it doesn't have to jump. So this is less distance it needs to travel, so the data is just much easier and faster. And we've just set it anyway, so we might as well use it. So it's going to be, what order do I want to do it in? It's length and width. Length equals dimensions 0. Width. Dimensions. And then duration equals duration. Technically, that's why a smart thing to do is actually to rewrite them in here as temporary variables, because then they're held in the space that it's working, not in the backwards reference point. Weird little things. Okay, so the other thing we want to have push through is func equals -1 and func args equals -1. Func equals func args equals func args. Now, we did have damage hold in here before. We can probably just remove that now, because that will just be in the function. Angle. Angle's the other thing we need to put through for this. So we actually need a lot of dimensions specifically for when we do the rectangle versus the circle. Because the circle just needs a radius. Such a cheat. Alright, Oh, by the way, I'm also really glad that people have been enjoying the splash art over on Twitter for Aura, because I posted that one on Twitter yesterday. It's cool to see the positivity around it. I also posted on Aura's Discord. Which, again, it sounds all, in a sense, I hate saying it this way, but this is something that I feel like a lot of us treat it in a way that means that we think on it negatively. Sometimes you need an ego boost. And at the moment, the pixel art I define best as it doesn't even look like my own art. That's how, like, imposter syndrome I'm getting with it. Which is, in a sense, good, because I'm going like, oh, this is way better than what I can do. It's like, well, no, you literally did it in 3 hours, you twat. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. Again, 3 of them are done. That's 7 more to do for now. Technically 8, sort of. And then there's a few other things that I need to do. Alright, so where were we with, it's in modifiers. So we no longer have this, the width part of this. No, it's Control-Shift-K. I was also passionate about programming, but realized I like mod games more, and I don't have any more free time. That's honestly, that's the hardest part, is the free time aspect of it all. People very much undervalue how much you lose a lot of free time sometimes, and then hobbies like programming or modding or anything like that just kind of fall to the wayside a lot more than we'd all like, I think. so damage zone, so we do want it as this. We want the coordinates. They're going to be XX and score YY once we actually fill those in properly. The dimensions, I think I'm just going to have this as 50 for now, because I think that would look really solid. And then I'm going to have the duration as 300. And then I'm going to have to make the function. Function. That's not how you spell function. God damn it. But yeah, it's a difficult one, alright? Like, I'm able to work on it more at the moment because I'm kind of in that unemployed state and trying to sort a few things out of my life. Which is not good. You should not be doing that, because being unemployed while trying to do game dev means that you overdo it and tend to burn out in a lot of regards, or you're left in a situation where you probably can't feasibly survive. So it's not worth it most of the time. It's best to find a job or do it as a hobby. But as we said, like, sometimes that's also not easy. It's really weird. I mean, something I'm kind of irritated by at this point is the constant, like, it gets to a point in your life where it feels every month you've got like a life-changing decision that you need to make, and you don't really have more than like a couple of days to answer it. And it's just like, can I just not have to deal with this for 5 minutes, please? Can I have a month off of fucking decisions that are like ground shaking? But no. Everyone loves pushing shitty decisions onto you, making you feel worse. Especially at the worst of times, it's the best thing to do, right? So I'm gonna have as a collision check. Collision. Yeah. For now it's that. So I need X and Y to come through as arguments. X, Y. And I'm also going to need the radius. And then object O player. True. Not me. Oops, that's not where we want it. We want it on this side. It's player. What is it called again? Is it just deal damage? No, player damaged, here we go. And I'm going to make it really mean. So, Funk Args, they'll need to be... XX, score YY, and then 50. So I could probably just make that a var down here quickly. Radius equals 50, so I can augment it fast and easy in the future. Okay, so now we're going to want to do a, how do I want to do this? Random range of O player dot X minus it'd be X so it's view width divided by, say, 3. There's a third away. So that means I'm missing out on a total of... So it's 1/3, 2/3, that's 4/6. So I'm missing out on 2/6 of the screen. If we do it this way? Yeah, it seems reasonable. So it's just gonna take this, do that, and instead add a plus to it. And then we're going to do that here as well, and instead it's going to be Y, view, height. Y. And height. And then, for the fun part of this, for... Actually, I'm just going to have it as... Okay, so now this should be in game. I want to see if it works. So they're not going to fully work correctly, but they're going to kind of work. I am Die, thank you forever. Okay, so they were moving with the player, which is not intended. Don't know why they were. Oh, that's why. Because I'm stupid, as per usual. They weren't moving with the player, they were moving with the mouse. Okay, so, first of all, we did see an issue there. This is the issue I knew I need to have. If... Okay, there we go. Oh, that did damage. Okay, so one change we need to make. So it's not going to be that. It's going to be... there. Okay, so I am doing something with these that I'm not resetting. I've just noticed. And it's affecting the UI. That's probably what it is. I don't think I was resetting the alpha back to thing, so it was affecting everything. So you do have plenty of time to get away from these. We can probably actually reduce the time that they take to thing by quite a bit. I think 300 is way too much. Let's try half that. I could honestly make them bigger. Actually, no, let's take the old double and half approach. So we'll double it first, see if that's correct, and then we'll half to the in-between point of 75. Okay, this is a way more interesting thing and is way, way more impactful. I like it. Is it easy to dodge? Fuck yes, it's easy to dodge. But like, if you're in a bad situation, you're in a bad situation, and this is not good. I like that. And it's very, very nice punishing. Okay, cool. Really happy with that. That was a mod. So a reminder, that is one of the modifiers that has been in the design space for modifiers since modifiers were kind of conceived, and one of the like kind of examples of how intense I wanted to get some of them. Now I'm going to pull the value up a little bit. I don't think that you should be dealing with that too early on. That definitely seems like one of those like oh shit sort of things. It should be valued a little bit higher. God, this one's actually so rough though. I love it, but I hate it. So I could probably change this to 40 and this to 50, maybe. Good early morning. Good early morning to you as well. Well, not so early for me anymore, but you know. I think this needs to be fucking changed. I don't think this has been adjusted to the new system, the new skill constructor. So function, so function needs to be in an array. Just peeking in while getting ready. Fair enough. It's the best way to do it, right? So then, what is it? So it's function, icon, sprite array, object array. No, this is still the old one. Why is this the old one? I thought I got rid of the old one. Okay, then I'll do this. Yeah, this is the old skill constructor. So this is fine. Cool. So... What if I got more on my list? Because surely I've got more on my list to do. Yes, I do. I mean, we could do more modifiers. That's the short answer. Do I have any other listed modifiers that I can just use from my doc and modify them accordingly? There's characters. This is modifiers. Here we go. Dings, head start. Oh god, yeah, that's right. Head start's gonna be an interesting one to do. Perfectionist. Ooh, I want to do that one. So, this one's going to be an interesting one. I don't know if we need to value it higher or not. Let's literally yoink the description from here. So before I do that, time source create with pause array push. Units will be 1. Unit type doesn't matter. Arguments empty. Parent none. Repetition infinite. So the function will be if player stats dot HP is greater than or equal to player, where is it? Player health. Basically gonna yoink this. Times 0.02. Should be what we need. Technically not quite right. So it's that, and what is the value required for the ability? I think the ability is still considered separate, right? Okay, son. That's gang grit. We're looking for this one. Player out of combat. There we go. And that is value. So this is why I say, like, this might need to have its value played around with a little bit, because this is one of those, like, could be really incredibly strong, could be incredibly weak situations. Not sure. When at full HP and not in, like, taking damage, gain 2% of your current level requirement per second. There is a lot I can tweak about this. We could pull it back to being just out of combat, which I think might be too much, I'll be honest. Or yeah, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But it should be in game now and functioning. Should be nice. So it will be a green. Is it going to turn up on any of these? It is not. So if I end run and restart, do we see it? There it is. Okay, hello. Interesting, what? I thought I'd fixed that with the... I'm stupid, that's why. Yeah, I should remember that factor sometimes when doing programming, eh? Is what it is. Alright, now this should work correctly. So, just quickly look, because I'm pretty sure we can't... If we don't get it... It should always be fairly consistent because of the way RNG is. Oh God, it's so slow. Yeah, so we're filling up. It's not great. But we are also leveling up insanely quickly right now with the build that we have, which is good. This is actually seeming like a really nice combo. Oh yeah, I need to still do that change the freeze effect, don't I? We can do that real quick. Wait. That was a good showcasing of what I was kind of wanting. Cool. Alright, so... we need to go to breakables, and it's under... I think it's under pack, is it where it's all written down? Yeah. Vacuum freeze, here we go. So, with this function... so this is not quite right. What we want is time, source, create with pause array push. And then we have function. And units, we want, it's going to be 0.5 unit. Unit type, don't care about. Arguments, we just put this in because we need to. Parent, repetition. So we want this to pause time for 5 seconds. So for it to repeat that many times, we need it to be 10 repeats. Except we actually need it as 9 repeats, and we need to trigger this function separately. And then we need to make the freeze slightly longer. We're going to remove that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rip this function out of here. pick up. Then we do self dot. No, that's not gonna work. Just do this. It's faster and easier. Cool, so the freeze should now function kind of the way I want it to. It needs a name if I'm doing it this way. Cool. So this means that it should be a repeating freeze that occurs on a fairly regular intervals for a portion of time. Which means it'll actually stun for the amount of time, slightly over, mind you. Just to ensure carryover point. Rejected by Oshi and then fucking explosions. Let's go. I think what I need to do is I need to actually add a buffer point, because those kind of, like, they're filled for too long, I feel, before they actually trigger, which throws me off, at least, as a player. Also, I don't feel like I'm actually getting the stats I'm supposed to be for Apex. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to change that. Because this isn't going to kill, is it? No, it's not going to consistently kill. Yikes. They've got armor, which is making it very, very difficult. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can get a freeze effect out of one of these goddamn bags, so I can see what the new one's like. I just keep getting healing, which isn't bad per se, but it's not what I need right now. But this run is actually really rough. Again, doesn't help that I'm pretty sure Apex is just straight up not working as it should be. But yeah, so I need to make something that's for insta-kill effects, because at the moment, the logic I had before was it was just to overkill them. That's not gonna work, clearly. So I think I just make the same function, but just ignore armor. Right? At least for now. I could probably make it like parts a little bit better later. Oh, for God's sakes, I'm not. Alright, fine. God damn it, give me my fucking freeze. There. That's right. I forgot. This doesn't work on things, so this needs to be a 1 second effect. And this needs to be a 1 second effect, and then instead that means that this can be 8 ticks. Actually, no, wait. No, it needs to be 8 ticks. Cool, that's fine. Alright, what do we need then? So we need to make a enemy script that is the deal damage thing. Global remove? Oh, that's for if I don't need to do the global calculation in there. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and this is going to be, instead of deal damage, this is going to be, insta-kill target. So we'll still want name, we don't want crit, and we don't care about global. So what we're going to have is var damage equals target dot, I think it's just HP, isn't it? Have it that way. Yeah. So now we need to go to all the locations where we might have an insta-kill effect. So that is breakable pack with the bomb is instead this. And just call it bomb. Then outside of that, we have Iron Mouse's EX is the second to your last one I can think of. Fucking mistyping, there we go. Right, there we go. Right. Alright. It's that one I need. Okay. So now we have insta-kill target as a thing. Which is good. So we can do like checks to go, hey, is there, like if we want to do say an execute, we would do a check. If health is below this, then we do the insta-kill target. So that's great. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. All right. Alrighty. Get that sorted out. That's sorted. Cool. I don't think there's something to be concerned about. Apparently I've been dropping frames this entire stream, yet I've not seen it. Apologize if I have been, and it is irritating. In any capacity, but, you know, can only do so much. But yeah, not seeing anything on my end about it. Looks perfectly fine, but hey. Okay, so now let's think about another modifier. I'm happy with this though. Right, what's another modifier that we've got that I think's interesting? So we've got the head start one, which I'm tossing up how I want to handle that. So the idea behind that one is, oh, pardon me. It's going to give you like 30% damage in area at the beginning of the run, but every level reduces that by 1% off, like minus 1%, so it'll be 29, 28, so on and so forth. And it will keep progressively going down. I can see a really easy argument to how I want to do it, but I don't have the system set up for that, and I don't really want to work on that right now. Because it's part of a grander rework that needs to be done in the future. Ooh, that's one that I need to rework a bunch of systems for as well. Shields. Shields are a bit rough. That reminds me, apparently shields have a bar in the game. I want to see. There's only one character I know of that actually gets shields though. Let's go Aura. So I'm going to force level up and try and find Rambit. No, it still comes up as a value. Yeah, I mean, I would die instantly in most situations, right? Okay, so that's not quite the case. I'll look into that later. I have a lot of enemy ones that we could, like bad negatives that we could just toss in quickly, because there's a few of them that are just very much, oh, the enemies get like 10% more health. Because we wanted some simple ones as well to just really push up the amount of modifiers there are to increase the amount of diversity that there would be. Some of them are going to be high impact, some of them are going to be low impact. Again, balancing the value of the modifiers is something that's very important. And I kind of want to work with that. There is another thing I need to consider. Which is, let's see. So, okay, I'm trying to toss up if I want to keep it the way it is or not around one of the specific parts of this. So, at the moment, it's always trying to reach the maximum number, and if it can no longer reach a maximum number, like a number higher than what it currently is, it will just bugger off as a safety net. So if, say, we don't have that many modifiers in the game and there's not enough like ones or something like that, and you don't have it, like you've used up all of the one options and you have a value of one left, if it cannot find an answer, it will just quit out. And it will just keep doing that. So this is why I'm like, I wonder, do we make it so it always will do this? It will always try and reach that maximum number if possible. I would say for now it's fine, but it's just a showing of we do need to have a lot more modifiers in the game, because at the moment there's only a few. There's a very small amount of modifiers. We need to kind of start pushing that up. Especially positives. I feel like we need more positives than negatives. Negatives can be like a lot of generic and a lot of filler. Positives I feel like need to be more interesting and more engaging. You, the player, probably care more about seeing positives. And if they're interesting, then you're like, yeah. So that will be the aim. So what other modifiers could we do? So I've said in more recent time, one of the things that I kind of want to work on is having the majority of modifiers be kind of basically soft system changes or it shifts the gameplay in some way. Especially the higher value ones, the impact that they're going to have is substantial. Yeah, I think this is part of that system that I keep talking about, which is the as leveling. We don't have an as leveling for non-standard things yet. So I need to fix that. That's fine. Oh, also, if we're doing an as leveling, why am I doing this? Is it because... Oh, it's because there's no, there's no flat increase. There's no reason to do that then. What are you doing? If you're doing that, then you just do the... Okay, this is where I get annoyed at myself. So, fun fact. This actually only needs to be this. There will need to be a division, a few stat reductions here. So we want this to be a small amount, so let's make it 1% of these increase per level. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then we can make this to be 10 health per level. And then this can be value 0. So this is where I just kind of point again at, like, sometimes you do a system and you don't think how simple it actually can be. So that's actually genuinely what I could have had, especially with how this is supposed to be done. This is supposed to be when you're leveling up, just increase these stats. Which is a massive, massive improvement. Still don't think the as leveling aspect of this is correctly implemented. I don't know how I'm handling the modifiers equipped. Getting augmented. Because I don't see it on the level up, yeah. There should be in the script for leveling up. So this is when you upgrade. Get options for leveling. Priority array for leveling. No, it's in... Oh, fuck, it's in controller, the main controller now, isn't it? Step... As leveling, here we go. Player modifiers equipped. No, it is actually in there. So we were just not triggering it correctly, I don't think. That's probably what was happening. I'm gonna grab this though and take it to the modifiers construct. New skills construction, and that's description, that's level max. I don't think that matters. And these are the value arrays. Name, function, icon. I think this is a double take. That's possibly what's affecting it. So function, so this should be function, icon, sprite array, object array, description, level max, trigger, value array, and then there's no level up. So this Apex should now work. So we should be getting like 10 extra health on the beginning of the run. Well, not the beginning of the run, but you know. So let's look for this Apex. Let's pick a better character to survive. And if I level up, say body pillow, we got stats. I was stupid. Yeah. Wow, that's something that I couldn't even notice. Wow. I put equals plus instead of plus equals. What does that mean? It means that it equals this value, not that it gets increased by that value. So that's why, technically speaking there, my damage was actually at 1%. I was getting 1% damage. That's not good. So now we go back to Apex, come here, force level up, set down our resilience, and now we have more damage, no duration, but that's how things are, and cooldown rate, and walk speed's going to be up, and health. So there's damage, movement speed, and cooldown reduction. On area, I think was actually influenced by it. Alright, it's, yeah, damage, area, movement speed, cooldown. And then health, technically, as well. So if I just do this. So we've got a bunch of stats now. So we're at level 47. So that's a plus 47 to pretty much everything. Excluding all of the bonuses we're also getting from these, which we've got Mothaholic, which is insane stats we're now getting for levels. Yeah, no, I mean, like, this is an example of why I want Apex as a thing. I kind of like this. This is silly and funny. Ah, I haven't done Instigo correctly. That's fine. I'll fix that in a second. There we go. Oh, that's pretty funny. Did they get out of control really fast? Yes, but also keep in mind, and this is where I give a little defense to what I've got going. With Apex, it is the only positive you can get. Levels are harder to obtain. And it means that you're going to be playing with all of those negatives as well on top of all of that. So sure, you could be OP as hell, but the requirements to get to that point are rough. But it does enable that. I'm honestly going to probably pull the number down. I think 1% is actually too much per level. Especially when you take into consideration characters like Iron Mouse, with items like Mothaholic. They just compound scale a little too high. So I'm actually just going to do that. It's going to be 0.5% per level. The health, I think, scaling is fine. I think at level 50, getting 500 health is a reasonable amount of health. Right. I think that's fine. Again, one of the... God damn it, cats. One of the biggest things that needs to also be remembered is if I do ever think that this is getting too strong, now I'm not going to probably be hitting any of these other things. I would be hitting the EXP requirement increase. So you would need more EXP to get your levels. Again, why you want constant different levers to work with. I have said before, I'm not a huge fan of introducing a negative when introducing a positive, but like this is one of those cases where it's like this lever of having the reduction increase, or like basically the requirement increase, is to kind of give you that whole powerful feeling while not scaling you too quickly and breaking the game. And overall, it's not going to impact that much. In the early game, it's going to mean you're going to need like 1 or 2 extra XP per level. And in the later stages, it's going to mean you're going to need a lot more. But also at that stage, you're not even really paying attention. If you were going to if you were leveling insanely fast, you're going to level insanely fast in the late game anyway because of all of the modifiers that are going on around this on the negative side, like more enemies spawning. But I do think that this apex might need to come down in value so it can enable other things potentially fitting in, but I'm hesitant. We will see. We will see how the modifiers feel, and if people go like, nah, Apex on its own feels like shit, comparative to like, if you got Dem Gains, Ding, 2 plus 2 equals 5, like those ones all together, it's like, oh, well, this feels way better than Apex does. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, then maybe I should do something about that. Because I think we do probably want to introduce the ability to change your modifier level, the modifier value in the game, when we like do release the current one. So you actually have the choice of playing with low modifiers or playing with high modifiers. To do the testing. So I might just write that down as a thing to sort out soon. Because it's something that we're going to have in eventually, right? Like, that is the intended thing, is you'll be able to change your modifier value in the game. But I want to give it to you probably as just like a slider for now, so you can do the testing. Alright. Dude, why is, like, my fucking timeline just all 9/11 videos right now? What the fuck? Like, every once in a while, it just, like, there's a fucking line of 5 things, and I'm like, how did this turn up on my list? Okay. What is some of the discussion topics I've been seeing come up over the last few days that I feel like I should put my 2 cents in as well? Because I saw a few things. I mean, VTuber community's been wild as per usual. Oh yeah, fucking, I need to look at it better. The Dota 2 hero that got released. Fucking, I'm trying to remember the name that they actually have for Dota 2. I think it's Puppet Master in Dota. Ringmaster, I think is what he's in Dota 2. No, sorry, Heroes in New Earth is what it's from. It's Puppet Master and that, I think, is what it is. Anyway, I've not heard some very much positive stuff around what the release of that character's been like. It's been not good in terms of, like, he's kind of weak. In fact, the best comment I heard was he survives a lot of late game fights because nobody's willing to kill him. Because it's just not worth the time. It's like, wow, that's not a good sign. Oh yeah, the one hacker thing, the furry effect. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sure most tech nerds know about the events that are going on with like Furry Affinity and Kiwi Farms and that one hacker. I think it's all resolved now from memory. But short answer is there was so there's a place, I believe it's mainly US focused, but I think it affects the rest of the world, called Furry Affinity. It's a kind of media platform for furry community, and the owner of which passed away like a week or 2 back now. Which is, it's tragic to hear at that age and stuff. So what ended up happening was the domain was supposed to kind of transfer ownership to some of the moderators and stuff that are working on it. And so basically it's just going to stay with the community that it already has it. One dude tried to be an ass, did a bunch of scummy bag things, and pissed off the furry community. Which is not wise because the vast majority of the US IT industry is furries. In fact, like a significant portion. We're talking, there was a consensus, I think they put it in 70-80%. Which is insane. And in the process, they did a bunch of other stupid shit and then kind of blamed it on Kiwi Farms, which is a group that New Zealand knows about kind of well because our government tried to take them down at one point and just kind of got told to fuck off. We don't give a shit about your third world back water country. Shit is really kind of funny. But it's just kind of 4chan, but not. It's just one of those shitty Reddit 4chan things. Anyway, in the process of all of this, they've now pissed off them. So you've got two of some of the most, like, wrong communities on the internet to piss off, and this one dude is now pissed off both of them. And it's like, yeah, it wasn't the wisest course of action you could have ever taken. Definitely on the list of you done fucked up kind of things. So go there. That was, honestly, it's really funny listening to all of that unfold. Because you're just kind of sitting in the situation of like, look, the logic behind being a hacker is that most of the time you kind of doing it to show off. You kind of want to like show how cool you are, stroke your own ego. That's a very common thing in my experience, is being the case. And not solely, there are some people that just do it for malicious reasons, some people that do it for monetary reasons, so on and so forth. Now, this is someone that's doing it to try and like get a rise clearly and show off that they can do this and see if they could make some money out of it, and fail to do pretty much any of that. And we're just basically a general scumbag. That is not someone that's gonna have things go well for them, because again, you're pissing off the wrong communities. If you're wanting to show off and do stuff like that, you go of environments where you can do that and not like get your IP tracked instantaneously. Or anger the majority of people that you might ever interact with again in those spheres. Like, that's something that's just insane to me. How can you decide, you know what I need to do? I need to anger the IT industry. Which means that if you ever wanted to do things in a somewhat legitimate space, or even if you don't want to do it in a legitimate space and you wanted to work with some of these people to get somewhere, you're never going to get that, because they're going to find out who you were and they're never going to want to touch you. And realistically, they're not going to even need to find that out. They're going to just submit who you are to the authorities and you'll be arrested and fucking destroyed for the disruption that you've caused. Like, fuck you. This is irregardless of like a lot of people's thoughts on a lot of these communities. I mean, again, my personal thought on Kiwi Farms are they're a bunch of twats normally. I've never had positive experiences with, I just realized I accidentally showed some of those were accidentals. Alright, but like, yeah, you just, I don't know. I don't think there was any good thoughts behind that person's head when doing those actions. And I think it showed really, really hard by the end of it. Because I'm pretty sure it's all done and dusted now. I haven't looked in a day or two. But I'm pretty sure it was pretty much wrapped up in like 24, 48 hours, right? Kind of the idea. Yeah, my brain's like turning to mush at this point. I kind of want to just go work on the sprites more, because that was actually kind of fun. Right. Da-da-da-da. Oh my god. Alright. I'm not gonna bother looking at that. That was something about Asmongold, and I'm just... He says a lot of things. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. The main thing that people... That, like, the thing I have with Asmongold, as just a point of call, is that he's the perfect example of someone that is just very much the generic voice. He's really, really good at, like, if you want to know what generally people were thinking, Asmongold's actually probably a valid answer. And then you can kind of go from there. Because he really good at picking the majority opinion on a lot of things. And I don't know if that's like a tactic he has or if that's just genuinely how he's wired. Which has led to statements that he's made that it's just like completely wild and contradictory, but it's fine. Again, I think he's an awesome, like he's a fairly great fella, and I'd love to meet him, shake his hand, but like also, goddamn, I actually do agree with some people, and I mean this is like, I love the description was, it's like, I don't mean this maliciously, but how the fuck is he popular? How did he get so popular? There was like, he's the average man. He just talks shit all day. And he's got probably one of the largest platforms out there. It's such an interesting thing. Again, not meaning it in a negative way, meaning it in a like actually curious how it happened. Like I'm sure he put in a lot of work and effort for it, but it's just kind of like, goddamn, okay. Didn't expect just that to happen. Oh. Soulstone survivors. I'm gonna have a look at Soulstone survivors. Modifiers. Thank you for keeping company, but I have to go to sleep. It's 2 AM and tomorrow I have to go to work. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, I'm glad that I was able to keep you company, and I hope that you have a good sleep and get plenty of rest. Game mechanics? Would it be under game mechanics? Maps, enemy drops. That's just telling me the general stuff in them. Yeah, it's just telling me the drops. I don't want the drops. Here we go. Curses. Cool. Right, reduce all healing received. Does not affect exorcism to a lower value than 0.6. I think that is. Explosive goblins will now appear earlier in the match. Elite enemies now spawn 10% more frequently. Each time you kill an enemy, there is a 10% chance of falling meteor near your position. We could do something like that. Or it's like kind of like the I am die, thank you forever, but instead of like being randomly around the player, it's enemies have a chance of being an explosion. Could do that. Increase the number of elite enemies that spawn simultaneously by 1, their health by 10%, and damage modifiers by 5%, and their cast frequency by 5%. Increase the number of lords of the void that are spawned, yep. And increase their health. Occasionally, a pillar of despair will spawn, casting powerful spells at you until destroyed. Red pillar fires mortars on your position. Purple summons meteors near your position, and there's another one now, I think, that's like gives, well, it gave defensive stats, and it was really irritating. I think they've changed it somewhat though. Corrupted void hunters will now seek you to collect your soul stones. Maybe we could do something like that. But that's definitely a complex system that we'll have to add later. An invisible void presence slowly follows you, causing fatal damage if if it's able to attack you. Instantly shares off a death protection if hit. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the void presence is one of the worst fucking curses. Because it's in the middle of a group and you'll never see it. At certain points. So, okay. If those are the modifiers there, I think we could learn from the Revenge of the Void, which is the explosional kill. And we could learn from Pillars of Despair. I definitely think we could learn from that. And we could probably learn from Overwhelming Corruption, which is the Hunters. But I think that the Overwhelming Corruption Hunters, while I like it, that's going to be a higher level negative, as well as it's going to probably... Because I'm going to have to do AI behind it. I'm going to have to do like a really specialty AI. Where it's like, grab the character or grab their weapon, maybe, and then just have them hunt you down to try and attack you. Which would mean I'd also have to change, like, a huge amount of the logic of the weapons to enable that. Unless I manually made each thing. That could work. But then that's a lot of work at the same time. So, would be best to avoid that if possible. What's other modifiers we could do? Again, like I'm just scraping the barrel here to try and find something that seems interesting as well. Because the more we find that's interesting, the more that it's interesting. Is the short answer. And I think that's what people would want. Okay. I do wonder. Alright, I'm getting slightly distracted here looking through different values in different locations. It's a difficult one because it's like, because this is something that straight up there is just no way around it. I need inspiration from external sources for the most part. Some of them I can do independently. It's perfectly fine. But like, there's also a level of trying to make sure that they're interesting. And I'm not sure I'm quite getting there. Like, I still think that this one's fine. Maybe the healing amp is a little too much of a hit. Because since it's like only 5, it means that there's still room for like 1 or 2 other things. So that's potentially a bit much. don't know. Because, like, I'm not going to deny, I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to add the boring ones because they're boring. But I know I will be adding the boring ones. Like, it's an inevitability that they get added. Oh, that's right. I wanted to go check something. That's not what I wanted to check. So my phone just... I don't get Twitter mobile sometimes, man. Because it's like super inconsistent. Where sometimes it will push certain notifications, sometimes it won't. So I've been getting like constant pings from Twitter because of the splash out I did yesterday, right? But like some of them have been coming up on the phone. Some of them haven't been. Like I know today alone during stream I've got like 20-30 likes on it. Oh, a lot of people bookmarking it too. Fair enough. I'm glad people liked it. Like, there's some things I might change about it in the future. But again, it's one of those like, I'm impressed that I managed to accomplish what I did. Right. Yeah, I really do need to do like another like sit down and draft up a bunch more modifier ideas because like I want to be sitting very comfortably at an amount that like I don't have to make a catch net to say do not duplicate because I don't want to do that. But I also don't want you to sit there and go like, oh cool, these 3 portals are the exact same. Or like 2 of the portals are similar. I'm okay with them having like a little bit of similarity, but like still different enough runs. But I'm not okay with like, if per se there is, like 5 things on both of these portals and like 4 of them are the same. 3 of them are the same as pushing it already, but like they're sort of range. I'll admit it depends on the impact and style of it, but the point is that I do want to have enough diversity in them that you shouldn't be seeing the same portals all that often. I mean, again, Apex is a great example of there's more stuff like that I want to do. That enables the player to do things beyond what they might normally be able to. But I will also not deny there is probably going to be some modifiers that I might only make once I know we've got multiplayer in. I mean, like, I could easily add positive modifiers that are literally just plus health regen, plus health, plus basic stats. We already have a plus health one in, right? We have plus armor, we have plus max health, and we have technically plus 1 level. Those are, in the sense, like, that's kind of as generic as we can go, and I want to refrain from these being common. Well, no, I want to refrain from them being, like, what we default to. You shouldn't be seeing these often. You should be seeing them in early run, like early on when you've got low modifier value. And run it like that. And then in the later ones, they're like, oh, well, I've got one big thing, but then like 1, 2 small things, and those are when they come in to fill out. I don't know. I can play around with it some more though. Oh, I'm not looking forward to the rest of the day. I'm feeling like shite. And I've got a good few things to make sure I get done today. Alright. Is there anything else on the list that I could do that's just not modifiers for a bit? We could start working on the caisson skin. Fuck it, why not? So I need file open. I'm going to need template new open. And then I'm gonna need caisson. So again, one of the biggest things you can immediately tell with when these were done. So this one was the, oh, well, not when they were done. What template they use. This one's on a 32 by 32. This is on a 64 by 64. That is actually genuinely the best way to find out whether it's a new one or an old one. So this is what we're going to kind of try and do with this. So let's just start getting some templating done. So the hair is going to be kind of... that, and then we need to do this into and we can have the ponytail be swinging a little bit. That's easy enough. Okay, so close. We want a whitish thing for now while we get the main stuff done. So, okay. Facing towards this way, it's gonna be the... This is the problem, is that technically speaking, this is gonna just flip and it's gonna be annoying for that. Because we've got that, and then we got... And then I'm just gonna use blue for the wrap for the moment. Again, I use weird colors like this to really accentuate the points for now. Because like from this, you can actually really see the color and see what it should shape out as. I prefer to use colors similar of concept, but also only so much you can do, right? And then there's a lot of details that we'll need to add. Cool. Alright, foundationally speaking, I think that's pretty much what we want. So let's start going through and actually getting some of these colors. So I'm going to, because we don't have like a palette just immediately available to us, I'm just gonna grab this. And we use the colors from in here. Control F, case on. I'm gonna make a new folder, new. But I'm gonna go up and get that name on, so we have it. Do that for the moment. I'll get a better color later for it. And then grab that color. There. That one. For that, darken that slightly so we have this dimmed out. Grab this, darken it slightly so we have this one dimmed out. This, slightly dim this out. we do need to get her skin color. So that's already immediately a lot more closer to what we probably want. Get a slightly dark version. And outside of eyes, we need to do those. The colors are slightly off. A way nicer, icier color to their eyes. That's there. What do we think? Outside of some shadow stuff that needs to be done. Oh, her boots. Yeah, she needs her boots done. Grab that. Go to head. There we go. It's more in style with what we want, right? I mean, there's argument about the glasses, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know how I'm supposed to do glasses with these faces. I also need to find a good pose that I'm going to use for her pixel art, and I already know what pose I want. I'm just wondering if there's ever been like a good shot of it drawn. Because I want the squat. Yeah, the squat. Because, I mean, she's done it IRL, and that's, yeah, like this. I pretty much want this exactly. So I'm going to probably use that as my reference. Oh, I guess, yeah, she did actually have it as her model for a little while, so maybe there's a reference in here for it. Squat position. Maybe there's some good fan art for it. No, that's fine. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing her splash art as the squat. I don't see why I wouldn't be. I think it's like the most... Probably the most recognizable, like, position, or, like, pose for her. That or the fucking twerk that's been like making the rounds at the moment. That actually like completely flashbanged everyone that saw her. Because goddamn, she is a very, very gorgeous woman. Okay. All right. It's so fast. So this is one of those things that I really like. If I put this over here, this looks the same. If I put it over here, obviously it looks different. But if I take this, this looks the same as this, but until I put it like next to it. Like these two hands look the same color, but that's just, again, my vision being shite. Optical illusions and the sorts. So yeah, a lot of the beauty of what's going to probably be for Kayson's like sprite is going to be these animation parts. Because this is like the default middle, the code will swing to the side this way, swing to the side that way, and I think they'll actually really bring in the nice idle. And then once we do the run animation as well. So that will be something I'll also work on in my spare time. I don't think I'm going to need that anymore because I've got all the colors that I believe I need. I appreciate that her design is actually on the rather simple side. It's nice. You can recognize it pretty easily. It's very iconic. It's good. I don't think we've got anything else that I'm going to probably do on stream today. Because again, we're down to the point where like I'm wanting to work on the splash arts mainly and other assets. And I just kind of don't like doing... I like doing that in silence. I get it done a lot faster and I can kind of just focus. Watch something that I want to watch. So I'm not going to probably be doing that on stream. So with that being the case, I think we're going to call it here. We've got a solid 3 hours of work. Got a lot of things fixed, got a lot of things implemented and cleaned up. We're kind of getting to the narrow pinch where there's not much left to sort out other than like underlining things. Again, trying to sort out data positions and the likes. Which is something that I would like to sit down and sort out in the next couple of weeks. But I'm starting to think that we might have the next update go out before then. And just take... Okay. My current plan of action that I'm thinking we might do is once I get all of these assets done and get the last couple of secret things I want to get sorted done, we're gonna push this update. However, we're going to do micro updates between now and Steam release based on user feedback. And those updates will just be that, it will be just like, okay, someone said this number, like this weapon doesn't feel that great, let's play around with some of that. So it will be a lot of tentative changes between now and then that will get released while we're doing the other stuff. So we'll have a, we'll kind of work that way. So we'll start getting a bit more in a branch method. That's my thought on the matter. And I think that'll probably be a little bit better for you lot that do want to play it and interest in general, while we're getting everything sorted. It also does mean that like slowly you'll get drip fed the next update as well, because we'll probably be like, all right, we'll put in the cleanup changes and the tweaks once we've finished implementing this, but we're gonna lock it. So I know that the main lobby room is gonna be getting changed soon, and I expect that will probably be part of like there'll be lots of things getting changed around and moved around. So, with that being the case though, I can't give any hard times on that. I just am saying when stuff is done. When stuff is done, it'll be done. We'll work with that. But with all that being the case, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. You're awesome. Stay awesome. And I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.